There are many, many reasons why right now is so important and so critical. Because I cannot remember in recent history where I ran and wanted to do something like this live more than I do now, because there's so much new information. See, what happens is a lot of times, unfortunately, those kind of in the biz, you sort of say, well, what's the big news? And there were times, believe it or not only in this, but in professional talk radio or TV, where you got to scour the news to say, is there anything really happening today that's really of interest? Those days are over. Those days are absolutely over. This is like nothing we can even imagine. And the reason for that is simple, because this is February the 9th, 1964, all over again. You know what the date was of that? You know what the significance of that date was? What did that date mean? Why was that date? Everything blew up. And nobody knew it then. Nobody could see. Nobody could understand. Nobody could grasp why that was true. But it was true. So think about that. Before we get into today's venture, let me also say that tomorrow night at the cutting room, if you're not going to be there, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. How many times when you go to any kind of an event, do they hand out cards and say, here, ask questions? What? Normally they say, please, shh, sit down, be quiet. He's performing. He has a set. He has a series of jokes. And we don't want you interrupting. It doesn't work like that. Nobody does this. Nobody does this because when you go, they think it's like stand-up. They have jokes. They've got very, very specific. And it sounds as though they're off the cuff. Hey, where are you from? That kind of stuff. No. It's routine. No matter what it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it. It's like a band that has a set list. This is different. Everything about what we do is different. This is different. I'm telling you, this is different. Pay attention to what's happening. It's critical. So tomorrow night, tickets are available now. Go online, or you show up at the door, whatever you want. But either way, I'm going to be there. And this is going to be a celebration of the revolution. This is February the 9th, 1964, all over again. And they don't get it. They don't understand it. Because the country has been in this kind of a stultified, a torpor, this, I don't know what you want to call it, a coma? Doesn't know what to do, doesn't know how to react. This is, the country's never going to be the same. Never. This is bigger than anything you can imagine. Let me tell you this again. This is bigger. I've never seen anything like this. Yesterday, I did an interview with a friend of mine, Colin Plume, regarding gold and silver and metals investing. He said, I don't even know what's going on. The world is exploding. Goldman Sachs, by the way, says by 2026, gold could hit $5,000, from $3,100 to $5,000. What? Everything is blowing up. This is bigger than anything. Tomorrow night at the cutting room and tonight, this is what I'm here to tell you. This is not about Republican. This is not about conservative. This is not about CPAC and those groups and Turning Point and the GOP. No. This is February the 9th, 1964. This is a revolution. Do you hear what I'm saying? This is a revolution. Listen carefully, my friends. Pay attention. We've got one hell of a show. But first, this word. Listen to me. Are you drowning in debt? You're not alone. New reports show the average person is buried under $8,674 in credit card debt, with total consumer debt soaring to a staggering $104,215, including mortgages, auto loans, student loans, and credit cards. It's a financial crisis, and without a real solution, many will keep spiraling deeper. That's why I want to introduce you to a powerful secret weapon that has helped so many regain control. They specialize in consolidating all your debts into one manageable monthly payment and even negotiate a settlement so that you can pay less than you actually owe. Think about this. They've already settled over $275 million in debt. Think about that. Helping people break free in an average of just 28 months. I've personally recommended their services to friends and clients who needed a way out, and now I'm bringing it straight to you, my loyal Lionel Nation family. So don't wait. Book a free consultation today, right now, at NoDebtWithLionel.com. That's NoDebtWithLionel.com. The link is right under the title here. It's time to take back control of your finances. Act now. Get out of debt and start living the life you deserve. My friends, let's get down to business right now because it's very important for us to grasp this. Raul starts off with, if Trump and Musk were a wrestling tag team, what would you name them? Interesting. Cut Up says, enemies, foreign and domestic, law finds low greater than water. Interesting. Sometimes I love the kind of a telegraphic glyphs. Many times up and down. Cosmic, you tell me. Bad scene. Mama swung pretty good. Square root of 11? Don't think so. Huh? But I dig it. I dig it. Let me try to tell you, in case perchance you've just I was talking to a friend of mine the other day. He says, "Hey, I'm looking to do a radio show." I said, "Good." He said, "What kind of radio show, is like talk radio? What's out there?" I said, "Well, they won't let you do it, but well." I said, "Well, let me tell you what I'm doing, what I'd like to do, but they won't let you do this. But let me tell you what I like to do. This is called Lionel Nation. First of all, we celebrate this thing of called America. It's very nationalistic. It's very nationalism. Not populism, but nationalism. Okay? And we talk about the values of our beloved republic. But it's about an American. I'm an American. I've got Irish. It's bullshit. Doesn't matter. I'm an American, born here in this country. I have American values, American standards. I speak American English. I don't know. I'm not European. I don't want to be European. I know any of this stuff. I'm an American. This show, we are civilian kind of intel gathering. We're almost like the resistance. I'm here from the opposition. Who was it? Balzac who said that I represent the opposition party. Isn't that great, Balzac? Is that a great name? In any event, we are a citizen grand jury. We're a modern day Russell tribunal. You know about that, the Sartre and Russell tribunals. We are a relentless force for uncovering the naked truth, no matter who is embarrassed. No matter who likes it. No matter who. Oh, no. We are privy to subject matter most people and most perspectives most people will never see or even imagine. And a lot of these folks still on TV, they do in this left and right, kind of a conservative and liberal. It doesn't make any sense anymore. The stuff we want to talk, people don't even understand, much less can comprehend. We refuse to be blindfolded by this globalist proxy nonsense. Everybody have you noticed how everybody has one voice regarding Israel, one voice regarding Ukraine? Unless it's money. Have you noticed that? They'll say, well, we don't mind you saying, okay, we'll say no to Ukraine only because it's too expensive. No. Putin was goaded. He was provoked. Oh no, we can't do that. Nobody's gonna let you say that. Nobody. We hate labels, categories, names. The Constitution is our rule book. We are the conspiratorium. Washington in the world, this is a country of conspiracies. Conspiracies, confederations of two or more guilty, evil people trying to do something. You don't think the Democratic Party is a conspiracy against the United States? You don't think Adam Schiff and MSDNC conspire against the truth? They are a conspiracy. It's the organization, not what they're saying, but the organization of that which is propounded. We are the conspiratorium, the clerisy, the unapologetic, steadfast. Folks, committed to a robust, a nasty, no-holds-barred, catch-as-catch-can, shoot kind of an examination of reality. That's it. So if I were to say that, can you imagine some program director saying, oh, no way. No way. What are you talking about? That goes against the narrative. Well, we can't say that because, you see, we got the... So anyway, the truth is fun, but the truth is dangerous. Cut Up says, natural law asserts eventually fantasy melts. Yeah. But you see, the problem though is, Cut Up, natural law is also bad. Natural law is natural. Natural law is not good. It's like people who always think people from outer space are good. They're our friends. No, not necessarily. Natural law is not always the best. Sorry. Natural law is mean. The law basically is put in place to fight natural law. Natural law is to steal. When people are hungry, they take. There's no such thing as there is no morality in natural law. You want natural law? I don't want that. I want morality. When you feel sorry, when you feel empathy and empathic towards people, that's not natural law. When you look at this, some cheetah on the Serengeti or the savannah, and they see some gazelle, you want to live like that? No. No, I don't want natural law. Natural law is you want it, you take it. I need it now. This is mine, this is yours. And I crush you, I destroy you. Remember, that's kind of a republic. Republic is different. We're not a democracy. Democracy is tyranny by the entirety. Saints will be made. I don't know what that means. I don't believe in saints. That's a religious concept. I don't know what that means. No. Again, that's nice. I don't agree with that. I appreciate that's what you're saying is no. Saints will be made? No. I don't want saints. It's very, very simple to have people do the right thing here. They don't have to be saint-like. This is very simple. Let us not, in our thrill to be, dare I say, poetic and to sound triumphant and to wax profound, let us not complicate things. I don't want a saint. We're not going to talk about the natural law, saint, thy will be done. No. This is very, very simple. So just a thought. Let me get into some very serious stuff, which I want us to understand. First of all, raise a glass, patriots. Kash Patel. Kash Patel. A rock-solid Trump loyalist, great American, national security powerhouse and expert, just stormed the gates of the FBI, confirmed as director, I think the 9th director, in an epic 51-49 Senate showdown. This is a colossal win, ladies and gentlemen, for President Trump's vision, our vision. A thunderous slap in the face to the whining, hand-wringing Democratic jackals who tried to derail it with their baseless concerns about his qualifications. I got your concerns right here. Qualifications, please. Patel's got more grit, more guts, more balls, more real-world know-how than the entire swamp, that fetid swamp of liberal naysayers combined. The man's a hero. Oh, and he is so upset, so angry, vowing to rip the FBI out of the clutches of woke corruption and restore yet again, my friend, its integrity as a law enforcement juggernaut. Because the men and women who represent the front lines are still great. And for too long, they have been caught in this dragnet of shame. This is exactly what America has been waiting for. Meanwhile, the left, again, I love that they're clutching their pearls, panties in a wad, crying about independence, like they didn't spend years weaponizing the agency against Trump and you and me and his supporters. Hypocrisy much? Come on. Their 49 measly votes couldn't stop this train. Trump is winning. We're winning. MAGA's winning. Everything's winning. DOGE is winning. And the winning streak rolls on, my friend. And Patel's the perfect bulldog to drain the FBI swamp. Kash Patel. Say that name. Tell your kids. Open the door at 7 p.m. Open the windows with their pots and pans and scream like we did, like trained barking seals arr, 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 during COVID. The fearless FBI director dropped a bombshell statement after his razor-thin 51-49 Senate confirmation on February the 20th, 2025. Remember that. This patriot, backed by the greatest president ever, vowed to hunt down America's enemies, foreign and domestic, with unrelenting, unyielding, unforgiving force. Kash Patel's warning to the deep state, the police state, the intel state, the shadow government, and the ruling class, and those who utter global threats is crystal clear. Quote, he said, "We're coming for you." Trump's trust in Kash Patel signals a new era, my friend, of justice, crushing the swamp's corruption. The left is terrified, but MAGA's cheering. DOGE is cheering. Our nation's protector is here. Celebrate this. Ready to dismantle evil to restore America's glory. These folks don't understand. Victory for Trump's unstoppable agenda. You hear what I'm saying? Now, let me give you a couple of ideas. First of all, the first thing you should do is don't piss off Kash Patel. And who is number one on the shit list, my friends? This guy.
It's true that many of the people in this room...
Oh, excuse me. No, pardon me. No. Far be it. We'll get to Steve Areno in a minute. No. This guy.
And you fall out of favor with Donald Trump, Patel and others may be unleashed on you as well. My colleagues should remember there is more room under Donald Trump's bus than on it. Enabling his administration is a one-way street, and by continuing to go down it, you drive yourselves and the foundations of our democracy to the very precipice.
Doesn't he seem a little bit to me? You know what I mean? I'm not saying, not anything wrong with it, but doesn't he seem a little, you know what I mean? I don't know about that. He seems a little, I don't know. I'm just saying. Then he's on this show, this poor show that nobody's watching. Listen to this. Remember, Kash is watching this. He says, okay, I missed that little dot on your chest. It's just getting bigger and bigger. Listen to this one.
Look, when Donald Trump is gone, there's a Democratic president. I can't imagine they're going to want to keep on someone as destructive as Kash Patel. But I could imagine, frankly, that we would be in this place to begin with. So we're in uncharted waters. We've had a debate about what level of constitutional crisis we're in. And frankly, I think we're already there. Mm-hmm. And yes, it can get worse if they just start ignoring court opinions. But when you have someone who is essentially the president's Roy Cohn, his hatchet man, now controlling the premier law enforcement agency, when you've got Pam Bondi, an election denier, as the attorney general, when you've got Emil Bove insisting on the firing of prosecutors in New York because they don't want to dismiss a corruption case against the mayor for the reason that the mayor is helping the president with his immigration policy. That's the argument of the Justice Department.
Oh, shut up. Nobody. This is the best. He's on this stupid show that gets no ratings. Baby monitor numbers are higher than that. And he's got this wimpy, effeminate, imprisoned, effete. This is the best. We've had it. And speaking of which, I'm just saying.
To young men is don't allow this broken culture to send you a message that you're a bad person because you're a man, because you like to tell a joke, because you like to have a beer with your friends, or because you're competitive. Is
he wearing eyeliner? I know this. It doesn't matter. I'm just asking. Doesn't matter. Well, it doesn't matter why you're bringing it up. I'm just curious. Now, by the way, this is CPAC. And let me explain to you what CPAC is. CPAC is this. CPAC is the most base Republican. This is the stuff that I'm embarrassed about. This is like, you can have CPAC, you can take them, not interested. They're just, it's, the flag. Okay. That's okay. But count me out. These are the same CPACers who didn't want to allow J6 folks in. What? Because they were embarrassed? Remember, the people who are going to screw you aren't this sounds like Michael Corleone. It's not going to be somebody who is your enemy. It's going to be somebody who is supposedly your friend. That's why the mob always takes somebody who, whenever they whack you, they always send in a friend.
Our message, the cultural message, and I think the president's and mine is the exact opposite, but our cultural message is, I think that it wants to turn everybody, into, whether male or female, into androgynous idiots. Mine is the exact opposite.
Wait a minute.
Message, and I think the president's and mine is the exact opposite.
Oh. The president and mine collectively are the exact opposite of theirs, not my message and the president's message are opposite. Okay, I want to clarify that.
But our cultural message is, I think that it wants to turn everybody, into, whether male or female, into androgynous idiots who think the same, talk the same, and act the same. We actually think God made male and female for a purpose, and we want you guys to thrive as young men and as young women, and we're going to help with our public policy to make it possible to do that.
Okay, that's nice. As far as I'm concerned, okay, what am I, 10 years old? What are we got to get past this, okay? Yeah, we know that. Now we got to get to some complicated stuff here. Not, you're a man and you're a woman and you can drink beer and praise God. Okay, that's great. We're already past that. We've won. Let's go. We're not arguing that. We're gonna pass the transgender stuff. This is CPAC. This is where I say, all right, I'm out of here. Sorry. I want to go a little bit deeper, a little bit more complicated, a little bit more. I understand. Put the flag down for just a moment. I'm an adult. Now, what the person I do like is this feller.
True that many of the people in this room for 4 years failed to cover the fact that Joe Biden was mentally incompetent and was not running the country. It is also true that many people in this room who have used this talking point that Elon is not elected fail to understand how government works. So I'm glad for the opportunity for a brief civics lesson. A president is elected by the whole American people. He's the only official in the entire government that is elected by the entire nation, right? Judges are appointed, members of Congress are elected at the district or state level, just one man. And the Constitution, Article 2, has a clause known as the vesting clause, and it says the executive power shall be vested in a president, singular. The whole will of democracy is imbued into the elected president.
Yes.
That president then appoints staff to then impose that democratic will onto the government. The threat to democracy, indeed the existential threat to democracy, is the unelected bureaucracy of lifetime tenured civil servants who believe they answer to no one, who believe they can do whatever they want without consequence, who believe they can set their own agenda no matter what Americans vote for. So Americans vote for radical FBI reform, and FBI agents say they don't want to change. Or Americans vote for radical reform on our energy policies, but EPA bureaucrats say they don't want to change. Or Americans vote to end DEI, racist DEI policies, and lawyers at the Department of Justice say they don't want to change. What President Trump is doing is he is removing federal bureaucrats who are defying democracy by failing to implement his lawful orders, which are the will of the whole American people.
My friends, this is the most important part in the world. This is what he said. Now, let me ask you something. Does he come across to you as somebody who is imbuing this kind of a John Wayne attitude? Is that it? Is that what you think it is? Does this man, does Stephen Miller, come across to you as just dripping? Oops, let me get rid of this. Dripping of masculinity. And I don't know what that means. All I know is he is intelligent. He is intelligent. And what we have to do is to understand that there's a group of people out there, and you are entitled to say whatever you want. You are entitled to do. But we've got to be careful of one thing. Do not let the wrong group of people ruin our message. I'm talking about the world. And I don't want a bunch of, especially, you get the anti-abortion group who think that somehow you're going to ban abortion. They're out there too, my friends. They're under this delusion that somehow, we're going to do this. It's going to just be illegal across. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, no. That's not what the Dobbs case said. You got these folks. You got other people too who are just hitting you with this religion. You don't have to be Christian or Jewish or of faith to follow the Constitution. Remember this. Those are nice. Those are groups. That is terrific for the Fox News crowd and the Newsmax crowd and all that stuff. That's one group. But there's a bunch of other people who make up the balance. And these are people who believe in the Constitution, who understand what's happening. And they don't necessarily fall into this. And you're going to be seeing fights. Because remember, CPAC is fighting for its group. Okay? Just like Fox News is fighting against Newsmax and News. CPAC wants to be Charlie Kirk. He wants to be the next one too. So you have these different contingencies. That's fine. That's okay. But you can have that. You can have all the group. What I want are all of those people that President Trump brought in. All those folks that he brought in, all those people that he brought in, blacks and whites and gays, not the T, but the gays. Remember that? We are not going to let one group of people or one faction, anyway, claim victory. I'm going to talk to you about some other things which are very important. And remember, do not expect people to necessarily agree with you. A lot of people you're going to find out most of the people that you disagree with are people who are supposedly on your side. You understand that? Now, how about Tulsi Gabbard? Absolutely beautiful. Let me just say something too. A DOGE is a wonderful thing, my friend. DOGE is wonderful, but it is such a drop in the bucket. Do you know what the debt service is on the debt? I mean, it's like, but I don't care. Don't expect all of a sudden the economy to be rejiggered because we got rid of USAID. I don't care about that. This is going to be the beginning of a revolution. This is going to be the beginning of a revolution. Remember, February the 9th, whatever, the day the Beatles were on Ed Sullivan. Nobody knew that would happen. Nobody knew what would happen. It changed everything. You understand this? Now, Tulsi Gabbard, a winning streak scored again. Tulsi Gabbard, a fearless patriot, handpicked by the greatest president ever. Donald J. Trump is slashing over $20 million a year. That's okay. $20 million, I'll take it. In wasteful taxpayer spending. Her genius? Axing the DEI nonsense and pointless conference travel that Biden's clowns let bleed us dry. This is MAGA in action. Real leadership, my friends, gutting the swamp's bloated bureaucracy. See, let me explain something. Donald Trump's vision is to drain this. Now, this is not going to change everything. This is not going to make a significant dent in our collective budget, which is fine, but it's the message. It's the message. For too long, and by the way, everybody let this go. Everybody from Donald Trump before, even Donald Trump. Donald Trump didn't know about this. And don't be surprised if, there were some people like the Heritage Foundation and other think tanks who say, when you get into office, you're going to do this. You're going to drop this. Do you understand this? This is what you're going to do. Don't think that he sat around one day and all of a sudden USAID came along, or Elon Musk and his brainiacs. Don't think that all of a sudden they just figured this out on their own. They were given assistance and help, and thank God. And Trump was beautiful. Project 2025? I don't know anything about that. Maybe not by that name, but oh yeah. This is too. Do you think that all of a sudden Tulsi Gabbard walked in and said DEI program, USAID, 4.7 million credit cards. How about the Stacey Abrams $20 billion or $2 billion slush fund? You think they just walked in and found out about that? Hell no. Inside job, my friend. The white hats, the good folks, and Tulsi Gabbard, God bless her, proving once again, he and she, the ultimate champion of hardworking Americans. Okay? And the left's whining, just noise. Just noise. Trump's America First agenda is roaring back, and we're all better for it. Let me also tell you something. Unless you have a significant organized group of Republicans, Republican organization all over the country, not just sitting back and say, well, I watch TV. I watch Greg Gutfeld. No. We're not going to win. We're not going to keep winning because you're watching Greg Gutfeld or whoever the hell these people are. No. I hope, I don't know if we're going to hear this, I hope that we have a group of folks within the White House and the Republican Party and the GOP ready to go out. I don't know what this Ronna McDaniel did. I don't know if Lara Trump did it. I don't know what happened. But all I know is this: there has got to be massive, I mean, Brobdingnagian, inane registration efforts. That's what we want. I mean this. I want this to be out there. I don't want people sitting back saying, isn't it great? Isn't it fantastic? Isn't it wonderful? Let me tell you something. Here in New York State, this place is ready to be picked. This is the worst Republican organization, I think, anywhere. You're ready for this. Lee Zeldin showed last time. You've got the most incompetent governor ever who doesn't know what the hell she's doing. And they want to bring in Salazzo Cuomo again? New York is ripe for the picking. Where is this effort? That's the political arm. See, a lot of folks I know, I hate to say it, but they like to just talk a good game. Oh, they talk. If you don't win at the polls, you're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. It sounds great. It sounds terrific, but you're wasting your time. You understand what I'm saying? Now, here's something else you got to be thinking about. Elon Musk and his rising prominence could be overshadowing other key figures, including President Trump, who may not necessarily ultimately tolerate being sidelined indefinitely. Now, I want you to think about this. In New York, we had a guy named Rudy Giuliani. Rudy Giuliani was the greatest mayor, I think. I think he was better than probably LaGuardia, better than Koch, better than Lindsay? I don't know who else. And he was doing great until there was a Time magazine article. There was a picture of Bill Bratton, who was a commissioner, and Rudy Giuliani was standing behind him. I don't know how they positioned. I don't know how Rudy even allowed this, but maybe he just wasn't paying attention. And Rudy said, "That's it. That's it. There's only one mayor, me." And at the time, the police were doing a wonderful job. Bill Bratton, John, Timothy Anemone, Jack Maple, everybody. They had Compstat and all this stuff, and they were doing all of this incredible 21st century, diagnostics. Okay, fine. Rudy said, And they would meet at Elaine's, and they would go to Elaine's, and they were living. And Jack Maple he didn't have spats, but he wore spectator shoes and a bowler hat. And Rudy said, "Oh, no. I'm the mayor. I don't like this." So they're gone. Now, Musk, God bless him, but he's showing up at CPAC again. There he is. And CPAC, and what's about CPAC? Sending you, do you want the Ronald Reagan package? Oh, would you like to have lunch with Seb Gorka? Okay, that's 25. What is this? This is like fanfare. They used to do this in Nashville, where you would go and you would meet the stars, and get autographs. Hey, I got a selfie with so I never seen anything like it. There's a word, star effing, and New York's filled with them. Well, by the way, remember Carrie Lake? She was really pushing it. And Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz is just no. Matt Gaetz is fighting with the guy who plays the new Reacher. I mean, Matt Gaetz didn't know how to do it. That George Santos, who, by the way, did the funniest line of the day about Jerry Nadler stinking. I was at a place one time where George Santos, who's disgusting, he's disgusting, walked into this group, and people were clapping. Yay! I said, what are you doing? Him? Because he's a star. They love stars. And CPAC and all these groups about, oh, did you say, is that Tulsi? Maybe I can get a picture with, that's it. Okay, I understand to a certain extent. Yeah, but listen to my friends. Let me see if I can remind you of this. They work for me. No. They work for me. Okay, they're great and they're important, but I am not going to fall for this nonsense. And I'm not going to let any particular contingent or group of people screw this country up in terms of identification. Talking about J6. J6 was one of the most stupid things ever. It was not seditious conspiracy. It was not insurrection. It was basically, they didn't get a parade permit. It's been done before. But that was one of the most stupid things ever. Ever. I promise you. Yeah, there were some folks who walked in. Yeah, some people were allowed in. But the whole thing was nuts. Okay? Nuts. But did they deserve this? Absolutely not. And these same prosecutors, by the way, these prosecutors who resigned, who said, I cannot be a part of this organization that would allow President Trump. I can't take. They had no problem with Americans being held in gulags, basically underground jails for how long. Oh, no. They had no problem with that. But understand something. Listen to what I'm saying. Just like you got to be very careful of the religious right. And these folks, with all due respect, they used to be like the Alex Jones, the Cami and the Gadsden flags in 1776. And they're, okay. That doesn't work. That comes across as nuts. So remember something. If we don't win the election, we don't win at all. I'm not here. How do I say this? If I don't win, nothing happens. And I don't want any extraneous group to come along and throw me off. I don't want radicalized anything to come along. I want to win from now on. I want this to be, and I'm not a Republican, but I want this, whatever this path is, I want this to be a route unconditionally from now on. I want this to be, I want the Democratic Party never to be able to recover, never to be able to handle this again, never to be almost like it was after Dukakis, where because the Democrats are thinking, well, we're going to get the midterms. Oh, no. I want this to be a rout. And we have to play this very, very, very carefully. Do you understand this? Good. Now this. My friend, disaster doesn't knock. It kicks the door down when you least expect it. And when it hits the fan, and trust me, it will, food is the first thing to disappear. Now the question is this. Will you be prepared or will you be scrambling like everybody else? Okay? Now think about what I'm saying. This is no exaggeration. I'm here to help. I'm here to give you the honest truth. No one's coming to save you. No one's going to help you. No one's going to be there. The shelves at your local store are going to be emptied within hours. And trucks that should be delivering food will be stuck miles away. You'll be left standing in endless lines, hoping for scraps. But there's something you can do right now. There's a way to stop this nightmare before it stops. Head to preparewithlionel.com. You heard me, preparewithlionel.com. And take advantage of the special monthly offer from My Patriot Supply. Now you can get $50 off the legendary 4-week emergency food kit when you order today. Listen, I can't be any more serious than this. Why My Patriot Supply? Simple. It's a household name for a reason. Millions of families trust them because their kits aren't just about survival. They're about thriving when others are barely holding on. This kit provides over 2,000 calories a day and 12 essential vitamins and minerals. That's the fuel that you're going to need when your body and mind are under incredible pressure. You get meals that taste great, are American made, and last up to 25 years in storage. These aren't bland bunker meals. They're designed to keep you strong and focused when it matters most. But here's the deal, my friend, and listen carefully. Emergencies don't wait, and neither should you. Prepare today or pay tomorrow. Go to preparewithlionel.com now and claim your $50 discount and 6 free bonuses right now before this limited time offer vanishes. I can't emphasize this enough, okay? Because when the world goes dark, preparation is the only light you can count on. Now, my friends, let me ask you this question about how President Trump is going to handle Musk. And this is going to be very interesting. I, of course, will defer, like I've got any say, in what the president is saying. Oh, by the way, Therese says the White Hats rock worldwide. They're on it. One would hope so. One would hope so. I'm counting on that. I'm counting on that, and I'm hoping that. But I'm wondering, I'm very curious about how the president is going to be dealing with Elon Musk. When you are the richest man in the world, you and everything you do, now you have this latest gal who claims to be your the mommy, baby mommy, whatever you call it, and then you have these. There's this move about people who are in, what am I trying to say? People who are in Silicon Valley who are propagating their seed and all this kind of jazz. A lot of people are saying, maybe there's something to this. Anyway, Elon Musk is loving this. Can he go too far? There is no position, nobody, like being the richest man in the world. Nobody. Not Mick Jagger or this, or I don't know who the most famous person is. Taylor Swift. I don't know. There is no. And he's not only the richest man, but Tesla and this and SpaceX and you got the hand and he's 50, he's young and he's got the kid and everything he does. And his influence has amplified his voice in tech and politics and culture, and he often steals the spotlight. Now, one of two things happen. Trump, known for his commanding attention, he understands what's going on. If anybody knows exactly how, what am I trying to say, publicity works, it's President Trump. Now, he may, kind of like Rudy Giuliani, say, oh, no, we're not going to do this. Or he'll say, well, let's see what happens. We'll give it a chance. Or he might say, I don't give a damn what happens. All I know is they're going to attribute this to me. History will say I did this. History will say I did this. And FDR won because of Eisenhower and General Marshall and the war. And he had brilliant people. When you are when you are a president, you get the credit. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I don't know how Elon is going to do. Or my biggest fear, this is my biggest fear, you ready for this? Is not that he'll outstay. He'll get bored and move on and not be there anymore. And have us say, hey, where's Elon? All I know is he comes along in USAID. He calls Adam Schiff a crook and people pay attention. So it's weird. So balance this. If President Trump sees this as some kind of a challenge to his dominance, what's going to happen? While their relationship has been cordial, with Musk advising, Trump election tensions could brew if Musk's, star continues to outshine. Trump's history suggests he'll push back, perhaps subtly at first, but perhaps overtly. But he is going to ensure that he remains the ultimate focal point. So power dynamics are rarely static. So just keep that in mind. Keep Keep that aside. Very, very important. Cut Up says, is Mars too far? What Grimes suggested is scary. Mars? You mean we're going to planetary? Well, we will see. We will see. We will see. Now, another thing important, and thank you, by the way, Cut Up. America's eyes are finally wide open, and it's about time. You see, the fog of propaganda is lifting. And folks are grasping the gritty and brutal and naked reality. Russia didn't wake up one day and say, you know what, we're gonna invade Ukraine for kicks. I'm gonna spread this. I'm going to take my idea of trying to reconsolidate, the Soviet Union, and I'm gonna no. Trump's sharpest minds, like Kash Patel and others, are laying it bare, and others as well. And if you listen, and people that I'm telling you, you've got to listen to, and there are people who are not necessarily Trump fans. See, that's another thing. If somebody speaks the truth, they may not necessarily be a Trump fan per se. I was watching Max Blumenthal, who certainly is not a Trump fan, but agrees with him 100% regarding how the world loves the way Trump and Putin are working together, because here's the best one. Europe is out. The people who matter regarding this is Russia, the U.S., and Ukraine. They're out. NATO this is like a death blow. Victoria Nuland must be thinking, what the hell is going on here? Russia was provoked, goaded, pushed to the brink by NATO's relentless creep eastward and the U.S. stoking tensions like a reckless arsonist. This is what happens. You know the 2014, you know about Maidan, you know how we orchestrated, we promoted this, and he knew this. And Putin said for years, warned the West, stop encroaching, stop arming Ukraine, stop threatening them with a NATO position, stop threatening our turf, stop violating, we knew you lied to Gorbachev, and NATO just took off, NATO took off. And ignored, he finally said, that's it. That's it. I told you. You don't believe me. Do you think for a moment that if Putin wanted to just wipe out Ukraine, he could do it? Just take it all out? Do you think Americans understand that? No. But this Russophobic nonsense, this came about because we're unable to look at the reality of what's happening. Same thing with Israel. Same thing. It's either this side or that side. We're Manichaean. We're like this. We don't understand. There's no, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. When you run government, you have to understand that for every, let's say, devout group, there are atheists. And for every Jewish group, there's a Christian group. And for every black, there's a white. And there's a balance. And for far too long, people have this idea that their thick-headed way is going to rule the show. That's not governance. It doesn't work like that. People have been saying it forever. America's enemies. America's enemies. You ready for this? Are not foreign. We can deal with that. That's easy. That is easy. Absolutely easy. Cut Up Chatter says the presence of criminal factories owned by American criminals were about to be discovered. This was hinted of during One Pet Goat. The fight goaded gave cover for the destruction of evidence. The presence of criminal factories owned by American criminals were about to be discovered. This is very interesting. I thank you for that. I love these. It's almost like you can just stop and say, I'd love to have Cut Up in a music, ask him a question. Like in the middle, let's say there's somebody we don't like oh, look, it's a Kamala Harris. cut up, ask her a question. She'll say, what? I love that. Thank you. Karen says, has anyone seen Kash Patel being sworn in? Not yet. Well, I thought I saw the president today holding the commemoration, not the commemoration, the order or the charter or the doc, whatever it is that commissions him as such. So I believe that is being done, but no, I have not. Normally they've been bringing all the U.S. Supreme Court associate justices over there. This is something which is extremely very critical. Honey, I don't know what to tell you about that. Stand by for 1 second. Let me do something right here. Let me see this. I'm going to put you on here. Stand by. All right. Somebody always on the doorbell and goes, who the hell is this? In any event, where was I? I have no idea where I was. Let's get back to brass tacks, shall we? Okay. Oh, yes. America's enemies are here. Adam Schiff scares me more than Vladimir Putin or Xi Jinping. Oh, absolutely. America's enemies are another story. The idea that somehow they're here. They're here. Pilgrim Media says Karen is talking about spooks using Ukraine. Yes, thank you. Again, I appreciate that. But I do like this thing called, let's make sure things are real clear. But thank you. Kash Patel, a name to remember. He's been confirmed as far as I know. This is a slow roll game. Look at X today. There is a picture, I believe, of President Trump with the... No, he's in. He's in. But let's go back to this. Who is our enemy? Who is our enemy? Who affects this government? The people who affect our government are not individuals from... It's not Putin. Putin poses no threat to us whatsoever. In fact, we do. Do you know, I heard Judge Napolitano says there are 100,000 cases of... What is it? 100,000 cases of Stolichnaya at a Newark airport or Newark terminal or something. I mean, this is ridiculous. We had people who wanted to shut everything down for reasons they do not understand, who deliberately goaded and prodded and provoked Putin and China. I don't get this. The enemy of the country are the Democratic Party and its proponents. Now, let me say something. Trump has always seen through the lies. He's always called out the war hawks who painted Russia as a lone villain. And by the way, I'm not suggesting trust anybody. You know the old Reagan, trust but verify. But now regular Americans are connecting the dots, and Ukraine's a proxy mess. As we helped light the fuse, and it's not about excusing Moscow, because remember, Ukraine, Taiwan, Israel, these are three groups of people that without our help, that's it. That's it. They don't exist without us. We have adopted three groups of people, three countries, three. Ukraine was so, how do I say this, so extensive that their pensions and their salaries, we actually basically boosted the entire country. I got to say this right now before I forget, because my mind is awash in this. I need 1,000 likes. This is the most. I've got 439 likes. That is unconscionable. Unconscionable. In order for us to see the HOV lane, my friend, I need you and I need you to like this thing. I know it's a pain in the ass. I don't want to be one of these people always is bombarding you, but I need your help because we've got to make sure our message gets out there because I want people to listen. because this is not about being a Republican or being a GOP or being CPAC or being, no, it's common sense. It's about being an American. It has nothing to do with a party. If the Democrats can ever do this, great. I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I'm not for a party. I'm for the Constitution. This little thing right here, this I keep it here all the time. This is it. I don't care who follows it. I don't care. Now, this is not about excusing Moscow, or it's about owning the chessboard moves that sparked the war. And we're going to get to the bottom of this. What the president is saying isn't just bluster. It's part of Trump's team. It's ready to rethink the game, to cut through the elite garbage, put America first. Stop this, to be realistic, to be, as Mearsheimer says, a realist. Now, Israel, Taiwan, Ukraine, each exhibit significant dependence on the United States through the nature and the extent of reliance vary. Israel, of course, a key U.S. ally, always has been in the Middle East, receives substantial military aid, approximately what, $3.8 to $4 billion annually? Well, as far as we know, bolstering its defense against regional threats like Iran and Hamas. Is this really, got to ask ourselves, what are we getting involved in? It's one thing for you to deal with, okay, let's deal with this. Okay, you got Hamas there, all right. Do you really want to take on Hezbollah? Do you want to take on Iran? The Houthis? Do you know what the Houthis control? The Gate of Tears or whatever this is, to get to the Red Sea and the Suez Canal. I mean, do you know what's going to happen if Iran says, okay, we're going to because Iran has the Straits of Hormuz, that weird kind of thing that if they just I don't know, scuttle a ship right there, it's over. Do we understand this? This support, coupled with intelligence, sharing, and diplomatic backing, underscores Israel's strategic reliance on the U.S. for security and stability. Taiwan, facing China's territorial claims, depends on U.S. arms sales, such as the recent $2 billion package, including missile systems proven in Ukraine. This military support, alongside America's implicit deterrence against Chinese aggression, is something that is critical for Taiwan's survival as a self-governing entity. And Ukraine, locked in conflict with Russia since 2014, leans heavily, you know this, on the U.S., over $75 billion since 2022. So you got to ask ourselves, what are we doing? What are we really doing here? Does this make sense to you? Does this make sense? I don't understand. What are we doing? Does anybody have any idea of what's happening? No. But if you read the New York Post, if you read listen to New York or the Fox News, it's very simple. Whether it's the Middle East, good guy, bad guy. In the Middle East, it's one thing. It's very, very simple. Israel, everybody else. Israel, us, everybody else, we're against. That's it. That's it. And we're supposed to tell these people, take all these people, and when I'll never forget what most of the world, see, the way the world reacts to it is completely different. Go to any Republican group or listen to any Republican congressman, they can't say enough. They don't even think about it. Whatever, Iran, wipe them out. Hezbollah, wipe them out. Houthis, wipe them out. Go after them. And Jordan, take all these people. And the Gazans say, excuse me, we live here. What? What are you doing? Where are we going? Again? Get out. Get out. America doesn't even think about this. Well, whatever. Look, this is, let me see if I can give you the American response. It's always been like that. Look, these people are savages and they voted, and I don't want to go out. And that's it. America is also at the crossroads right now, getting to some very serious truth. The truth about 9/11 still buried. We talk about this now. We're so happy. We got the 9/11 issue. We've got the JFK files. Cut Up says, just like the clamshells in Boston, percolates. See that? See that? Is there something people are saying? What? I like your stuff. Thank you for that. Andrew Hessing says, let us never forget the goose stepping left and what they did to kids that will never ride a bike, play ball, laugh because they are no more. I got to tell you something. Poetic, cryptic, certainly, but I want to get to the bottom of this. And you're never going to hear anybody, not the Post, nobody, not Fox News, Newsmax, whoever, whatever you want. Nobody wants to get to the truth about 9/11. Nobody. Nobody. The facts are buried. Trump says we're going to open up the files. JFK. Americans don't want that. I was talking to my dear friend the other day, Mark Simone at WOR. Mark Simone said he believes that Lee Harvey Oswald, funny, interesting, fun, that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone. So you are not going to like the truth. The people deserve the truth. And Trump has always hinted that he knows more than the swamp lets on. Now with people, I hope, like Kash Patel and other people, and Elon Musk, maybe the moment's ripe right now to blow the lid off. See, for too long, the government has fed us this original story. It's the official story. 19 hijackers, box cutters, collapsing towers. That's it. And there's been whispers of Saudi ties and intelligence failures and even darker theories. But in there is really the truth. A very interesting thing. So release it all. The classified docs, the raw intel, the unredacted testimony, no more national security stuff. 23 years later, that's a cop-out. Americans aren't fragile. We can take it. What happened? What did we know? What didn't we know? And if you don't know, just say it. It doesn't mean inside job. It just means you want to find out the truth. Can they handle the truth? Where have I heard that before? Can they handle the ugly reality, whether it's incompetence or something sinister? Trump's push to drain the swamp means exposing every lie. And 9/11 and those facts is the ultimate test. Are we ready to be no nonsense now? Really? Are we really for this? And finally, my friends, I got to tell you this, which is the most. America is absolutely done with the smoke and mirrors, and it's time to unravel the COVID mess. And if ever there was a group of people who were the most complicit, co-conspirators in this, was the American medical group. People who said, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to lose my privileges, my insurance, my ticket. No way. Chris Cox says, the fecal storm is here. Bring your umbrella. Very nice. Very nice. But remember something. The medical profession. Oh, those folks are great. They didn't lift up. They never said anything. Well, the CDC recommends. Do you have a parent? No. Do you believe in this? Whatever they say. For the longest time. When Bobby Kennedy Jr. says, why are kids, and who is it, Rand Paul says, why is a kid getting a hepatitis vaccine a day old? What did they do? Nothing. The medical profession did nothing. When kids were being basically, mutilated, gender blocked, puberty blocked, nobody said anything. There were no doctors. Nobody resigned like 3 people or 4 people did in the Southern District of New York. The medical profession, what a ride they had. These are the same people who still walk around. They didn't even tell you about diet. How many fat doctors do you know? Have you ever wondered about this? What is going on here? If you walked in and there's a doctor smoking a cigarette, what did you say? What is the matter with you? Why am I taking your advice? Fat doctors? That's different. Look, I know we're wonderful and we do wonderful things. We're great with surgery. And yes, I understand this. But those folks never did a thing. They sat back when they knew. They knew this was absurd. This isn't to say there's no COVID. Nobody's ever saying that. But we need the unvarnished truth about China, Wuhan, the CDC, Fauci, the government's role. That's what Bobby Kennedy's doing. Was this a planned nightmare or a preventable disaster? What was it? And these aren't tinfoil hat questions. These are what you want to know. This is what Rand Paul wants to know. This is what everybody wants to know. And let me remind you again, the medical profession did nothing. When was the last time they said, we're going to stop this? Never. Never. They're not going to give up their gig. Hell no. Cut Up Chatter says, the white vans filled with children drove away, ? Okay, again, well, thank you for that. Interesting. See, you got to ask yourself this question. Do you really want to get to the... A lot of people are saying, no, not really. I don't really want to get to this. I mean, I do, but I don't. I do. If you really want to find out what's happening in this country, by the way, any word on the Pope? Going to find out about it? I hope he's okay. I don't even know why I'm saying that. I mean, I don't want to see anybody get sick. But pneumonia or whatever it is, nobody will ever be able to truly understand the role of the Vatican in the world. People don't really get it. They think, well, it's just kind of a religious group. No. We'll get to that one day. We'll get to the role of the Vatican. And there's definitely an anti-Catholic, Catholic bashing sentiment in the world. But what I'm telling you is simply this. Do not become upset. Do not let any group, the religious, the radical right, the phony right, the CPAC right, the Turning Point right, the GOP right. If anybody's got a name, I don't want to be a part of it. Remember, I don't want to be a part of it. I want to win. And I'm going to drive right down the road, and I'm going to make sure that we have every available American voting for a plan, for a purpose, for a strategy that makes complete and total sense. Don't let any group move in with what they... Oh, no. I appreciate, I love this, what J.D. Vance said about boys, and that's wonderful. But I'm a little bit more, shall I say, unapologetically complicated to understand that there's more to life than talking about boys competing against girls. We've been through that. President Trump has addressed this. Let's move on. And that means a lot of people have to read and learn and pay attention. We need more autodidacts. We need more self-taught people. So Cut Up Chatter, thank you. Chris Cox, thank you. Andrew Hessing, thank you. Pilgrim Media, Karen Peterson, and Cut Up, by the way, today, yours. I could take your super chats and use them as lyrics to a song. A Tom Waits song, but nonetheless a song. Raul Rodriguez, thank you. All right, my friends, don't forget, tomorrow night, Cutting Room. Doors open at 6, 7 p.m. Hit the stage. I'm going to see you. Get ready. Bring your questions. Bring yourself. Bring your minds. Bring your thoughts. Bring everything. Barry Taylor said, at the time, judges who ordered community service to defendants would subtract 40 hours if they got the vaccine and booster. Yeah. We were apps. How about you couldn't go into your building? And I'm still getting these things from CVS. Or did you get your flu shot? Did you get flu shot? Would you stop this? Would you stop it? What is going on here? It's like there's one, who was it? Somebody who said, Robert F. Kennedy, Bobby Kennedy said, I've never seen anything or any country where big pharma is advertising. Anyway. And by the way, Jacobson against Massachusetts, 1905 Supreme Court case. We need to redo that one immediately. All right, my friends, don't forget, sign up, Cutting Room. Follow Mrs. L at Lynn's Warriors. Very important. Follow the other channel. I just did a new drop. I'm going to a great one on the history of conspiracy theories and the like. And also make sure you like and follow Lionel Nation. All right, dear friends, have a great and glorious day. Don't forget the monkey's dead. The show's over. Sue you. Ta-ta.